Welcome to Interpower's webcast, Selecting the Correct Cable. My name is Ralph Bright. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Interpower. With me today is Mike Boyle. He is the Vice President of Manufacturing and Logistics here at Interpower. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Ralph.
For those design engineers out there that are designing a product, choosing the right cable is an important step in that process. So what do they need to consider when selecting the correct cable?
There are several questions to answer in selecting the correct cable. First of all, what is the end destination for the cable? Second, what is the application? What are the power needs? What temperature will the cable be subject to? And last, how will the cable be connected?
Okay, so let's start off with the first one, the end destination for the cable. Could you explain what I'm supposed to be looking for?
Yeah, the cable, the end destination that the cable will be imported into is an important factor. There are differences between cable that will be used in North America, cable that will be used in Germany, or cable that will be used in China. All of those have their specific requirements, and specific cable has to be sent to those countries.
So what do you mean by application in question 2?
There are two factors that come into play with the type of cable. How the product will be used and the environment that it will be used in. Cable will be different if it's used in a typical household application versus one that will be used in an industrial or an outdoor use application.
So that means that there are different kinds of material that cable can be made from. Let's focus on thermoplastic, thermoset, thermoplastic, elastomer, PVC, and rubber. Starting with thermoplastic, could you define it for us?
Thermoplastic is a material that once it's heated, it will retain a shape, but then it can also be reheated and formed into another shape.
Okay, so what's the definition of the thermoset?
Thermoset is the opposite of a thermoplastic. A thermoset, once it is heated, it goes through a curing process, and once it is cured, it cannot be reheated and formed into another shape. So it retains and holds its shape.
Okay, so what is a thermoplastic, elastomer, or TPE?
A TPE is somewhat of a blend or a mix between a thermoplastic and a rubber. It's a little bit tougher material, but it is more elastic.
Okay, now going back to the basics, what is PVC?
PVC is a thermoplastic. It is a material that can be heated up, form a shape, and then melted back down to form another shape. Typically, most indoor cords are made from a PVC material.
Okay, so how would the description be for rubber?
Rubber is a thermoset material. It's a tougher material, and it's used in rougher applications where water is present, oil is present, and more of an industrial type application.
Okay, so could you explain question 3 for us? What are the power needs?
The power needs would be based upon the country of export. Different countries have different power needs, power requirements. As if in the United States, our typical power requirement is 120 volts and 15 amps or less. And if you were in Europe, the power needs there would be 230 volts and no more than 16 amps.
So are there differences between North American and international cable regarding this?
Yes, there are differences. The sizes for international cable and North American cable are completely separate. They don't necessarily match up with the North American International just across the board, so there are distinct differences.
Okay, let's explore question 4, the temperature the cable will be subjected to. What's a typical indoor room temperature range?
A typical indoor temperature range is 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, or 68 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Equipment, a properly operating equipment may generate an additional 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit increase in temperature. So the end rating of a typical cable is 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. The product, if you're using a heating type appliance, the temperature will usually be a little higher, and a cable with rubber jacket will be required.
Okay, so what about the difference in the temperatures, like say outdoor or industrial?
Yes, for choosing cable for an outdoor use or an industrial environment, again, you need to consider the environment, and you want to choose a cable that has a temperature rating of minus 50 degrees Celsius up to 105 degrees Celsius.
Okay, now for the last question in selecting the correct cable, we had how will the cable be connected?
Yeah, all electrical equipment has to have some means of connecting the cable, whether that's through a power cord or a cord set, or whether it's hardwired. Those things need to be taken into consideration when selecting your cable.
Okay, so in conclusion, could you give me a brief summary of what we need to consider when choosing a cable?
Now, there's really three factors to consider when choosing cable. It's the end destination, the application, and the power supply requirements. Those are the key factors. And at Interpower, we have customer service reps available to help customers in selecting cable, and also a resource of our website is available also.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Ralph.
For more information on selecting cable, you can visit our website, as Mike stated, at www.interpower.com, or you can give us a call at 800-662-2290. At Interpower, we have no minimum orders. We carry 4 million parts in stock. We offer same-day shipments on in-stock products, and we have a 1-week U.S. manufacturing lead time on most non-stock products. Thanks for joining us today.